Hi, everybody. It's Timeless Tea. I'm back. Today, I'll be doing a video on being a mom and changing your perspective, and which helps with time management and all the other things that makes it really tough to be a mom sometimes, especially if you're a single mom. So if you want, click the like button, click the subscribe button, and we're going to get started. Okay. So what's one of the hardest things when it comes to being a mom and taking care of your littles? For me, it was my time management. And time management is something that it sucks to talk about because as a mom, you feel so restricted and you feel like you're in a cage almost when it comes to your daily routine, because everything becomes a routine. And if you are the type of person who likes to be more spontaneous, it can be very tough to now have to change your mind in order to meet the responsibilities of taking care of your kids. And now I'm not even talking about adding a partner in here with this video. I will do that in another video because that's also something that is important too, is that your partner pulls their weight. But I'm just talking about the time management portion to make it easier or at least more manageable. Okay. So what do you do with your time? Okay. When you are thinking about time management, what do you actually want to do with your time when it comes to having a kid? So after you've taken care of the kids, after you've gone to work, if you work, after you've cooked and cleaned, what is it that you actually want to do? Do you want to learn? Do you want to read? The biggest thing that I found when it comes to keeping on a schedule is making sure that you are making the most of each and every minute that you're doing. So as a mom, I hate cooking. I hate cooking with the fiery passion, but I have to find a way to make it more manageable. So how are you making your time more manageable? So if you're cooking, if you love to cook, then that's different. You get your own joy out of it. Me, I hate it. So what I end up doing is learning a new skill or learning anything, like basically watching YouTube videos while I cook, or some people like to read audiobooks to make it more enjoyable. So if you are finding that you're having a hard time getting yourself or doing things for yourself, like reading, if you like to read an audio, like listen to books or read books via audiobook, then that's a good way to sneak that in. A lot of moms also have a hard time with even getting up out of the bed to take care of their children. And in their head, it's like, I want to be doing something else. I want to be anything else. I want to be doing something else. But think about what that something else is and how that actually improves your life. And if you're actually doing that something else, for example, let's say you have to get the kids get up early to take care of the kids or get them ready, get them dressed. And then when the nighttime comes, it's like, I just want time for myself. I don't want to do anything, which is perfectly fine because you need that time for yourself. However, what I find that I've done and a lot of people that I know have done is when they get that time to themselves, this is what they're doing. Scroll, 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 scroll. Now, think about what you are doing at that moment. If you are just stuck in doom scroll hell, okay? Are you doing anything productive? Or are you literally just sitting there having brain rot? Okay, and sometimes you need brain rot. We're overstimulated all the time. Scrolling may not help with the overstimulation, but it may help just doing something mindless. Fine. The problem is when we get stuck there. Getting stuck there is an issue. So what I found that's helpful for me when I start to find myself scrolling, because I do it too, I set my timer. I limit that part, because everything that we do, especially as a mom, now has to have a purpose. If you are going to really manage your time enough to stay sane and keep the kids on a schedule, keep yourself on a schedule, keep your husband on a schedule if that's what you do, and you help with all of the household stuff, or boyfriend, whoever. Everything has to have a purpose in your life. And it's actually good to do that anyway, even if you're not a mom. Think of your time as a currency. And if you are wasting your currency scrolling or whatever, and it doesn't have its own purpose, then that becomes a problem. And that becomes a waste of time. And that is where we look up and we're like, I don't have time to do anything. I don't have time for myself. Because if you were using that time in a more productive manner, and when I say productive, I don't just mean like making money or, whatever. Productive can also mean setting time away for rest time. So let's say your rest is reading, leisure, your rest is knitting or crocheting, or your rest is scrolling, even though I don't recommend scrolling. But if that's what you want to do, limit it to an amount of time that won't just mess your whole routine up. Okay? So it can be really hard to start doing things like that. Another thing that I find that has been really tough for a lot of moms, especially new moms, is really, like I said, really changing that perspective on what your priorities are. Yes, I would say that us moms need to really start thinking about self a lot more. We can't be the selfless people that society wants us to be. We do have to schedule in time for ourselves. It's very important to schedule in time for ourselves. And if that is something that you're having a hard time doing because maybe, like I said, you're using that time scrolling, then literally write your schedule out, write what you want to do, and include that leisure time. And you don't even have to do this every single day. If you put yourself on a schedule, maybe 4 or 5 days a week, whatever works for you, it helps with your discipline, and it helps with understanding what works for you and what doesn't. Because sometimes it's good to be spontaneous. Sometimes it's just, I want a day where I don't even care what I'm doing. That's also very healthy. I don't think that every day should be planned out at all. I think that if you have a free day where there's no work and school and dropping kids off, then breathe and understand that everything does not have to get done. The house does not have to be immaculate all the time. If that's how you like it, that's how you like it. Kudos. But everything doesn't have to be done. You don't have someone else yapping at you and telling you this needs to be done. And if you do, that's another problem. And that's for another video. We'll do another video on that. But you don't have anybody, in your ear. You're not living up to somebody else's standards. This is your standards. This is your house. This is your life. So you do what can be done, and stop feeling guilty. Stop feeling guilty for taking a nap and taking a break. Stop it. Don't do it. Okay? This segue. Because as moms, we need to take a break. We need to take a bath. We need to take a break. So if you feel like you need to put the baby down in the crib bassinet, even if, I don't know, some moms are not screen moms, but to put your toddler in front of that TV for a little bit so you can take a bath, it is okay. It is okay. Stop with the guilt. Guilt doesn't get you anywhere, except it doesn't get you anywhere. So don't do it. And realize that, make yourself a priority as well as your kids. Okay? Realize that being a mother is tough. Okay? I'm not saying it is not tough. But what I am saying is that a lot of times the priorities and the discipline is hard to adjust to. It is hard to adjust to, especially if you are a single mother and doing it all by yourself. And I commend you. I've been there. So understand that it is not easy, and putting yourself on schedules, making sure that you prioritize what actually matters doesn't happen overnight. So if, let's say, you're writing your schedule down and you miss something, or you just scroll way longer than you need to, give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace. The whole point of this life is going through it and learning from it and doing something different if it doesn't serve you. I don't want to say this is a mistake, that's a mistake. Whatever you feel is a mistake, but learn from your actions and do whatever serves you, and really understand what serves you in your schedule and what you're doing and who you talk to, who you spend your time, your free time that you could be spending on yourself, who you are talking to. And let's actually segue into that. Another way that you can manage your time as a mom, if you're more of the social type, I can either be a social type or not, depending on how I feel that day, is to really put up boundaries for who gets your time and your energy. Okay? And I'm talking about not just your family. I'm talking about friends, everyone else. Who gets your time and energy? And if you even have the social battery and mental capacity to even talk. And if you do not, don't. Because life is gonna life. And if that person was your friend, if that person really cared about you, they would understand that life is going to life. And life does things. And sometimes we don't have the mental capacity to even deal with, whatever, things that others have, because we're so busy trying to manage what is on our own plate. Okay. And that's okay. If they don't understand it, they're not for you. They're not for you. And don't feel bad about that. But really, really see in your day how much you're talking on the phone, how much you're talking on social media, who you're arguing with on social media, because a lot of times y'all be arguing with people that it doesn't even matter. They just gonna argue, just talk out of their behinds, and y'all just be sitting there going back and forth for no reason. And it's just sucking your energy up, and it's going then you look up and you're just like, I don't have time for myself. Why don't I have time to take a bath? Why don't I have time? Because you're using a lot of your time on things that does not matter. What matters in your life? Hopefully your kids, hopefully, if you're an adult, hopefully yourself, your partner, if you matter to them. That's another video. Hopefully your partner. And maybe you have hobbies, maybe you have dreams, maybe you have a business on the side that you want to work on. Maybe you want to learn certain skills in order to create a business on the side. Maybe you want to go to school. If you want to do all these things, your time has to be managed correctly. And your energy cannot be sucked up from people, from media, from any other thing that is not going to get you where you need to go. Okay? Know where you want to go. And that comes with knowing who you are and knowing yourself, and really knowing yourself. Know what you want to do, and then make steps in your day to work towards what you want to do. You will find you are much better. You're happier. And if you need to doom scroll, like I said, put a timer on it. Schedule time for yourself, please. Schedule time for yourself. If you need to do your makeup in the morning, if that's what is important to you, if you need to get up, get up. If you need to get up, get up. You want to get enough sleep as much as you can, but get up earlier. It's hard. I know it's tough, but get up earlier. Do things that are important to you. And if that means having to cut out certain things throughout the day, then it's okay. Because if you think about it, again, let's say I hate doing this, or I don't want to go to work because I want to watch TV. What's bringing you money? Watching TV, which is giving somebody else money, or going to work if you work, or starting a business, whatever. When I say go to work, it's either work or business, whatever. Which one is more beneficial for you? I mean, it can depend on if you need your leisure time. You've had a long day of work, so you want to schedule in your leisure time and that's what you want to do. That's different. But if it comes down between the two all the time and this is what is always happening, then now that's where you have to start changing your priorities. What serves me more? Just sitting there watching TV or going to work and doing what I need to do? And, you have to like your job and what you do, but that's another video. Okay. So understand, in conclusion, being a mom is hard. But when you change your perspective on what actually matters and how you manage your time, it can get a lot easier. Not to say you won't have hard days. You're going to always have hard days, but it can get a lot easier once everything starts to come together like a puzzle, when you actually have purpose in everything you do, when every minute sort of has a purpose. So if you've had issues with your schedule and you feel like you need some help or advice on how to fix your schedule, if you feel comfortable, put it in the comments. Like, hey, I've had trouble with this. Maybe there are some people that will actually understand and help, and maybe I can actually help too and do another video on it. Who knows? Anyways, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next one. Good luck, everyone. Kiss, kiss.